Hi, and welcome to another success story. Philip's very early in his journey, but we're going to have a quick chat with Philip. So, hi, nice to meet you, Philip.
Hi, nice to meet you, Coach Steve.
Okay, so some basic questions. How long have you been carnivore?
So I have been carnivore this go around for about a month now. I'm 1 month in. I'm a baby carnivore.
Okay, so you said this time round, have you tried it before?
Yes, I tried carnivore back in July and I had great success. I felt amazing. I lost weight and I fell off the bandwagon and hard, and I did not have any supports in place. So this time that I've gone carnivore, I decided to book a coaching session with you to make sure that I had the support and the accountability, and also with the steak and butter gal gang to make sure I'm going to the meetings, I'm present, and I'm getting the support and accountability that I need.
That's fabulous. So it's quite recent. And we've talked about a couple of things. So a big thing is cravings. So you
Yeah.
mentioned that. So tell us a little bit about how the craving sort of gone.
So I was keto for the past 3 years. I lost a lot of weight. Well, for me, a lot of weight. I lost 50 pounds with keto that I was able to keep off. And for me, because of something we'll get into later, losing weight has been extraordinarily hard, next to impossible. But what has stalled my weight loss was the keto sweet treats, and just little things would creep up here and there that were kind of keto-esque, but probably really weren't the best for me, and that were keeping me in my weight loss stall. And of late, the thing was whipped cream, like just making whipped cream and eating it. I craved just something sweet, and instead of getting a keto ice cream or something like that, it was a whipped cream. And carnivore I've been broken of that in a way.
Brilliant. That's great.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're not weighing yourself recently, but have you noticed any changes in your body composition?
Absolutely. My clothes fit better. My clergy collars all fit better and look better on me. Recently, I wore a suit that I had a lot of problems fitting in October, and I didn't wear well. And this past Saturday, I wore it. I felt comfortable in it. It looked better on me. Yeah, I'm already seeing my skin is clearer. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. So you started then, and just so people know, it is December now. I know we can guess from your background. So that's quite quick, isn't it, for that to change that body composition?
It is. It's been a very fast and drastic change.
Okay, that's fantastic. So is there any other things that you're hoping will resolve on carnivore?
There's not things that I'm hoping will resolve on carnivore outside of weight loss, but what I'm hoping for is just sort of long-term health and thinking about longevity and sustainability. I feel better when I'm carnivore. I feel good, and I feel like I'm in charge of my health. And so I like how I'm feeling on it. I have a lot of chronic illness and conditions. I have a condition called Panhypopituitarism. I had a pituitary tumor called a craniopharyngioma that destroyed my pituitary gland, and I'm on permanent hormone replacement therapy, and I'm on a lot of medication that I need to sustain my life. And so carnivore is something that I've introduced as a way to have good health all around and wellness. Even though some of the things I have will never be fixed, I can have good health with even with having them.
Yes. And I mean, obviously, when we do the coaching session, it's confidential. So I didn't mention that. But as
Yes.
you mentioned, that's interesting. One of the things I found when you did your profile, I read all your list of conditions, and I thought I didn't know what I was going to expect. But you look vibrant and healthy, and you're really managing. So even if people are on medications for a long time, it doesn't mean that you can't look after your health and still improve.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I thought I couldn't for a very long time. I thought my health was just something it was what it was for a long time, almost sort of a victim mentality, if you will. But honestly, finding keto and seeing that I could lose weight, because when you're taking so I'm replacing hormones, and when you're and half of weight loss is hormones. So and cutting out sugar was a big thing. And keto, it was a blessing, but now carnivore, it's like taking it into overdrive.
Excellent. That's excellent. So, and how old are you, Philip? Just for people.
I'm 35.
35. I mean, you look great. You look very healthy, and that's really good. And you're also interested in exercise. So, what are you looking to do?
So I'm looking to get overall stronger. Before the pandemic, I was in the gym. I was powerlifting I had a personal trainer then. I could deadlift at like over 300 pounds, and
Wow.
I was making a lot of progress. And then the pandemic hit, and that all went out the window. Partially, I moved in the beginning of the pandemic, and so far I've not felt quite comfortable yet going back to a gym. That's something that's not felt comfortable for where I'm at right now. So I'm looking for ways to make working out at home sustainable and accessible for myself.
Yes, and that's something we're working on together. But you've also got your Peloton bike as well.
Yes, I got a new Peloton that will be delivered in a few days. So yes, I'm excited for that.
Very exciting. So how did you used to eat? Have you tried other ways of eating? Have you tried vegan or vegetarian?
No, so I really ate just like the standard American diet. I did years ago, one doctor tried to get me to do South Beach, and I did the South Beach diet, and I did have some success actually in losing weight. And I think South Beach is kind of keto-esque, if I remember correctly, but at the time I didn't stick with it, and I just returned back to a standard American diet. And I would also binge eat and have secret eating. So I would eat sweets in secret and eat horrible things. Like, and I felt a lot of shame, but it was providing me with comfort and all of that.
Okay. And when did you first go on medications? When did that all start?
When I was 21, back in 2007, they discovered the tumor that I had, the craniopharyngioma. And I first went on all of these medications pretty much within a week. They found out that my body was not making the hormones, that the pituitary gland wasn't working, but my body had kind of atrophied, and it kind of like was used to just functioning without all of the necessary hormones. So in some ways I shouldn't even be alive, really. I should have probably have died much earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at you now, so vital and alive, and
yes,
fantastic. So what made you, I'm going to ask you two questions. I'm going to ask firstly about keto, then carnivore. So firstly about keto. So what made you decide to try keto? Was it an influencer? Was it somebody you knew?
Well, I knew what I knew intuitively, the way I was going, like my weight, it was just going up and up. And I knew headed in that direction, like something had to change. And then I can't remember fully. I do know I saw, I don't know if you're familiar with Dr. Berg, who's on YouTube. Yes, I think I saw some of his videos, and then a few other people on YouTube that are keto popular. And I was like, oh, wow, like that's amazing. Like you can eat like cheese and meat, and like the only thing is bread you can't have. Like that at the time, that was my philosophy, was bread and potatoes and things you can't have. And like they even taught me a way to eat fast food that, in a way that was healthier, that did lead to weight loss. And so I absolutely loved it, because obviously our bodies crave meat. They crave like real full heavy cream, as we call it. I think in the UK you all call it double cream.
Yeah.
Like in cheese, like our bodies crave some of these things naturally. And so, and I was allowing myself to eat those, and any other way of eating would not have been sustainable for me. I don't think I could have ever have gone vegan or vegetarian. Like it just would not have been sustainable for me.
No, I think that's probably right, actually, from what you're saying. Yeah, Dr. Berg is a gateway into keto and low carb for many.
He is. And I was, for a while, like, I would make these smoothies with MCT oil and just a ton of spinach, because, you know, his thing was like 10 cups of vegetables a day.
Yes.
And I would, when I first started, that's what I do. Yes.
So, and how much weight loss did you achieve, and over what period of time was that?
So I lost 50 pounds, and it was probably, I would say, within a year's time span that I was able to keep off. Okay. And I've been able to keep it off for about 2 or 3 years. I get kind of thrown off by time a bit, but yeah.
Okay, that's brilliant. So here's the $1 million question. What made you look at carnivore?
Well, I was just on YouTube, and I think I followed Dr. Ken Berry as well. And him and his wife, they talk a lot about carnivore. And then I found the Steak and Butter gal and some other folks that were all talking about this carnivore diet. And at first I was like, oh, wow, not eat vegetables. That's really extreme. But, you know, I kept on listening to just different people and like the different health results and benefits people have gotten from carnivore. And I was like, you know, maybe I should give it a try. And I did in July. And I felt absolutely amazing at first. You know, I was eating real food that my body wanted and craved. And so it was wonderful.
Okay. And then what was it about the Steak and Butter girl, for instance, that really attracted you to that way of eating and following?
Well, and partially what she did in particular was just she made it look simple, because carnivore is really actually a very simple way of eating. Like, there's a few options. And I think when I saw her, I think she was doing all beef only at that time. And so it was like just something very simple. It's a very simple way of eating. These are your meats. These are like your fats based on animals that you can use and eat. And then these are like, you know, and this is like some of the sides you can have that are meats or cheese or whatever that are animal based. And so in terms of, also, when I first started carnivore back in July, I wanted to cook at home more because I was spending a lot of money on, you know, taking away, eating out. And so I wanted to kind of curb that. And carnivore is really perfect for that.
Absolutely.
Yes, in terms of being able to cook at home more and enjoy cooking at home more. And so I really enjoyed her and her stuff. And then she had this community on Mighty Networks. And so I was like, you know, I'll try it out. And I did that in July, and it was good. And I think where I fell off the wheel is I had to travel. And I think it's sort of some of the, being carnivore, I must admit, it is not a common or normal thing. And most people, when you tell them, probably think you're clinically insane. And so I had to go on a few trips at the end of July and in early August. And here I was, you know, staying in different places. So I didn't have access to my own kitchen. And I was eating out with other people. And then, you know, I was seeing friends I hadn't seen in a long time since the beginning of the pandemic. And then cocktails got involved. And, you know, and it was a snowball, you know, back to bad health.
Yes. So what made you step your game up then? Because obviously you're back on it now. And what was the turning point this time?
Well, the turning point for me this time was my diet. Just kind of slowly was headed back into trash eating almost, you know, really even going outside of keto almost. And the scale was going up and I saw it. And right now I'm taking 2 very powerful steroids and I will gain weight if I'm not eating. You know, I don't have the luxury of, you know, of a cheat day here or there, because when I do, I mean, I can start to gain weight at an alarming rate.
Yes.
Really fast because of 2 of the medications that I'm taking. And so I realized something had to change. And I felt amazing on carnivore, and I was eating carnivore-esque already, but it was those times where I wasn't, or traveling or whatever. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to carnivore. I'm going to do it right this time. I'm not waiting till January to the new year when everyone starts something. I want to end my year strong and feeling the best that I can now. And and also I want the best health that I can have now. Because who knows what January will bring. And so I felt like after Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving here in the US was really hard for me. I had I had a wonderful time eating on Thanksgiving dinner, but it was a food that was not the best for my body. And I felt awful afterwards. And I knew I needed a reset. And I knew I needed to come back to carnivore. And so I signed up for the December challenge, and you were there, and I figured, you know, the best I've done with something is when I've had a coach. And so I decided to book a session with you. And I remember in our first session, you gave me tips for what to do when I have to eat out or what I have to do to travel. And I never told you this, but shortly after, I had a work meeting where my bishop, who's my boss, was there, and all of my clergy colleagues. We were out at this very fancy Spanish restaurant, and I didn't eat anything. I just ordered hot water with lemon, and I said, I have inflammation. I'm working with a health coach right now, and I'm working on resetting my health. And it worked. Everyone understood, and it wasn't a thing anymore. So yeah.
And what else would you say about the meetings, the challenge meetings? Is there anything else that you think is particularly good?
Yeah, I think it's hearing other people's stories of success or not success, or, you know, in the setbacks, and how people are coming back again. Because you can all, you know, and there's a deck who's on the meetings, who sent me a message who said, I can always start over, like with one carnivore meal again. Like, it's not this mindset of either, if something happens where I do fall off track, I can always, the next meal is just strict carnivore. And also I got a tip about butter for cravings in the meetings that has really helped me. And every night I've had my bone broth, which is, I think, another thing that's been really helping with the cravings, and butter. And and it's bone broth and butter, and I make a little soup, and I have it almost every single night with my meal. And it really helps to nourish me. It keeps my body nourished and satisfied. And I think it has helped with the cravings.
Brilliant. Philip, thank you so much. I won't take up any more of your valuable time. It's been really nice to speak to you. And I think maybe in 6 months, we'll do a follow-up.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And hopefully you'll be watching some more of my videos. There should be a playlist somewhere on the screen for you to have a look at.